Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. It is Saturday afternoon, and I really didn't know what kind of video I wanted to make, but for a long time you guys have been asking me to just show how I cook the meat that I buy, because I always say that I just slice it thin and fry it in a pan, and the reason I never really do that video is because my stovetop is always a mess. But I have proudly kept it clean ever since I did my little speed cleaning of my stovetop video. I use it still every day. I cook every day, and I've been keeping it clean, so I'm glad about that. Today, I'm going to just go ahead, take you over there, and show you what I'm going to make. I don't know off the top of my head. I know I thawed beef and chicken, and I know it sounds weird, but I like both cooked at the same time, and usually with some bacon too. I don't know if I have any bacon ends right now. So I just usually cook a mixture of meat. You don't have to do a mixture. You can just do the beef or the chicken. And then I usually throw some vegetables in there. I don't know right now. I don't know. What am I in the mood for? I did open a can of green beans for my mother, so she had a half a can for her lunch, so I can use the other half of a can. And she also had some cauliflower. I have some frozen cauliflower. I do love cauliflower, but I also have some of those stir-fry veggies. But anyway, I'll just show you how I cook the meat, and then I'll put together whatever I feel like eating, and you can do the same. You can toss in whatever you like. That's it. Let's get over there. I do want some onion, and even though I like to add my onion a little later in the process, I'm going to cut it now while I have a clean knife and a clean cutting board. So let's do half an onion. And I like big hunks. Every time I take like onion skin off, do you remember when we had to use typewriters, when there were no computers, and we used to have to make carbon copies and put, what was the onion skin paper for? Was that for when we did carbon copies? I don't know, I just remember that very thin paper. Can you imagine carbon copies? All right, so I like just big pieces like that, so I'm gonna just put that aside until later. I just have this big pan that we used for the meatballs, and I turned the burner on high. I'm just gonna spray it a little bit with some of this. This is a Great Value Walmart brand cooking spray. I always used to buy butter flavor because when I used to eat popcorn, which I was addicted to, I used to eat popcorn every night, gigantic bowl of it, and I would spray it with this butter flavored spray instead of using butter, and then I would sprinkle some butter buds or some Parmesan cheese, and I would eat it that way. I am indeed going to do both beef and chicken. I'm going to start with a piece of beef. This is London broil, and I like when I thaw my meat. This is quite thawed. I like it when it's still a little bit frozen. It makes it so easy to slice, nice thin slices. Now, in my family, we eat the meat and the fat. So I like to have a couple slices that, you know, just keep the fat on it like that. My mother will love that. I don't cut in any particular way. I don't care about the grain. But they always used to say on the package of London broil, slice thin at an angle. You know, they want you to cut like this because it's considered a tougher cut of meat. And if you slice thin at an angle... Oh my God, you guys. We just had like a major camera malfunction. I don't know, just the vibrating made my camera fly. And look what else flew. That piece of beef I was cutting. Oh, it just flew off my knife because I had to catch my camera. What on earth? I must have hit it somehow. Okay, that piece of beef will be for the kitty cats. Now my pan is like way over hot, so I'm taking it off the burner. So like I said, I don't pay attention to cutting with the grain, against the grain. I just cut. There's no rules in my world. None. Not when it comes to cooking or crafts, or... It would be nice if I had some knives that would actually cut. There. So, I'm going to put the burner back on. I take the pieces that have the fat on them and I throw them in first. that side down. Because that takes a little bit longer to cook. And I do like to add some water because it just steams the meat. I'm not your traditional cook. So while I let this, you can see that that's simmering. I'm going to just let that water cook down. I'm going to put the meat in with the onion on the top, just so it gives me a place to get it out of my way. And I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to cut one chicken breast. And I am indeed out of bacon ends. And you can just cut like this, or you can cut into chunks, whatever. Just leave that there. Alright, I usually don't have that much water. I usually have just a little bit on the bottom, so I'm going to go ahead and pour some of that out. No rules, like I said, no rules. It's just to keep it from sticking. And I just like water. It doesn't have to be no stick spray. Alright, I'm just going to add this beef now. You can see that it's just a little bit of water in there. Pulled the onions out. And I'm going to put the chicken in there too. Looking like that. Where's my tongs? We've had these tongs ever since I can remember. I mean, seriously, that's how old they are. I'm 55, and I just don't remember a day in my life that we didn't own these. Let's see, can I move you guys without me burning my camera? Oh my God. Well, we're off to the side. That might work. Just toss this around. Ooh, we have some celery. I'm swapping out to a clean board. Turn you again a little bit. I do not bother taking the string off celery. I like the string, and I like nice big chunks. And I even eat those little parts at the top, except for the very tips. And I'm going to throw that in now. I'm going to add a little bit of my powdered bouillon. This is just, I get this at Walmart. It's broth base, Orrington Farms broth base and seasoning. And I always use chicken. I don't care what kind of meat I'm cooking. And a generous amount of pepper. I do add cayenne, but I only add it to my serving because my mother doesn't like it spicy like I like it. But when I take my plate of food, I add cayenne to it. And this really doesn't take long to cook. Had I thought of the celery, I would have added that way sooner, because I like my celery a little bit cooked. But I do like it, though, not raw, but you know what I mean. Just, I want it to still have some bite. Let's add the onions without throwing them all over the place. Gonna go get those green beans. Just drained this jar of mushrooms that I got at Dollar Tree for $1. And how about we do one of my cans of stir fry that I love so much. I did a review on these, if you remember. I'm just gonna pour the broth in this pan here. Now, I would have used the bigger can of the other stir fry ones that I bought, but I want to do that on video. We'll do a food review on those at one point. Ooh, lots of corn in this. Wow. Looks yummy. That meat is cooked. I'm just going to let the veggies heat up. I'm turning the heat down to low, and I'm going to cover this. Leave it open a little bit for the steam. And I'm going to go upload our daily update for today while this is just gonna simmer here on low for a little bit, and then I'll show you my plate. You guys, I've been recording for like 5 minutes, but I had not pushed the record button. I'm so mad. I was showing you how I make my plate, so I can just talk you through it. It's a good thing I didn't go eat already. Here, I have ricotta cheese and cottage cheese. You'll see me buy those often, especially the cottage cheese at Walmart. I use the Great Value brand, and this is what ricotta cheese looks like in case it's not something you're familiar with. It's just a very creamy, milky cheese. This is my cottage cheese, which I have done a review on a video, and I like to put some sliced tomatoes and some pickles, and then I just scooped out, made sure I got some beef, made sure I got some chicken, and a variety of the veggies. I have the green beans, bean sprouts, that can of Asian vegetables that comes with the corn. I made sure I got some water chestnuts and some onion. I like my onions in big chunks like that. And some mushrooms, and did I say that yet? Some celery. So I make my plate. I eat this way almost every single day. It's usually always some kind of meat and vegetable with my cottage cheese and my ricotta on the side, some pickles and tomato. And look, I still have some fresh pineapple that I bought. So I'm just gonna add some of that. I was gonna cook it, but I'm gonna just have it that way. I like a sprinkle of Parmesan cheese. I might start investing in fresh Parmesan. And my cayenne pepper, and I do like my cayenne pepper. And that is it, folks. I hope all that came out okay. I was just rushing to cook, and I almost lost the camera at one point, and the meat went flying, and I almost lost myself. I moved, and I must have stepped on my own slipper, and thank goodness there was a wall to stop the fall, because I would have been down on the floor. But the wall stopped me on my arm. It's like, oh my God, did I break it? A lot of padding. So I'm going to go run and eat. I usually eat on my mother's side of the house with her, watch whatever she's watching on TV with her, and then I will upload this video. And it worries me that I forget to push record. It's like, why? I'm not very good at my job. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you give it a try, and I'll be showing you more of the foods that I eat now that I have a clean stove all the time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!